So think about this. In a city that's basically defined by its shadows, what happens when a hero who only cares about justice suddenly finds something or someone new to fight for? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dig into today. We're breaking down this really cool short script called Siyah Örümcek, Gölgelerin Aşkı, which translates to Black Spider, Love of the Shadows.
All right, so our story kicks off in Gotham, but the script makes it super clear. This isn't just any night. It's silent. And not a peaceful kind of silent, you know? It's more like the entire city is just holding its breath, waiting for something to happen.
And way up high, looking down on those quiet streets, we meet our guy, a lone figure they call Siyah Örümcek, the Black Spider. For this hero, life is pretty black and white. Darkness is home, and justice, that's the only thing on his mind.
You know how every hero kind of gets into a routine, a rhythm? Well, the script just throws that right out the window. It tells us flat out that this night, this one's gonna be different. This is way more than just another night on patrol.
So to really get why this night is such a big deal, we've got to understand what all his other nights look like. Let's dive into the Black Spider's world, which, spoiler alert, is a pretty lonely one. The script really paints a picture of him with all these interesting contrasts. I mean, think about it. He's perched on the highest rooftops, but his real home is just darkness. His mission is all about saving people, but he's completely, totally alone. He's almost like a ghost, you know, haunting the very city he's sworn to protect.
Okay, and this is where things really get going. Every story about change needs that one thing that kicks it all off, right? For the Black Spider, it's not some supervillain. Nope, it's just a tiny flicker of light in all that darkness. A light that sparks a feeling inside him that he has literally never felt before.
Her name is Lira, and man, she is everything he isn't. She's down on the streets, not hiding on the rooftops. She's not just about justice, she's about helping people, right now. She's totally fearless, just out there in the middle of the night, helping the homeless and trying to heal the city from the ground up.
And he sees her. From way up on his lonely rooftop, the Black Spider, this guy who has seen the absolute worst of humanity, he looks down and his whole world just gets rocked by this one simple, brave act. And this is so important. This is a massive shift for him. I mean, for a guy who is defined by one single mission, suddenly focusing on a person, on Lira, it's like a crack forming in the foundation of who he is. For the first time, justice isn't the only thing on his mind.
But of course, this is Gotham we're talking about. Someone as hopeful as Lira isn't going to go unnoticed for long. And yeah, turns out the Black Spider isn't the only one watching from the shadows.
And then, another shadow drops from the sky. Yep, the city's #1 protector just entered the chat. Batman. Turns out he's been watching Lyra too, and all of a sudden, the Black Spider's got some competition.
And this right here is the core of their conflict. For Batman, Lira is a symbol, right? She's a hope for Gotham. But for the Black Spider, man, it's already personal. He's not thinking about the city, he's thinking about someone who protects you. It's the big picture versus the individual, and they're on opposite sides.
So, you knew this was coming. Lira gets attacked, and the Black Spider doesn't even think twice. He swoops in and saves her. The script talks about this really intense moment between them, totally silent, but you can just feel their hearts pounding. He's not just a shadow anymore. He's real, and he's there for her.
And right in that moment, just as they're connecting, another shadow falls. Batman shows up, and his first words, not, "Hey, thanks for the help." Nope, it's a command, a challenge. Let her go. Whew, the line has officially been drawn in the sand. This is where the entire story just pivots. I mean, these two guys are supposed to be on the same team, fighting for Gotham. But now they're on opposite sides of a totally different kind of fight. And this one isn't about justice for the city, it's about love.
Look, this isn't a conflict you can win with fists or gadgets. It all boils down to this big confrontation on a rooftop. But here's the twist. The real power? It doesn't belong to either of the heroes. It belongs to the woman they're fighting for. It's time for Lira to make her choice.
So the script gives us this classic rooftop showdown. You've got webs flying, batarangs being thrown, but it's over almost as soon as it starts. Why? Because the fighting is pointless. The real tension is emotional. Both of them know that if they actually win this fight, they lose Lira for good. It's a total stalemate. And right into that thick, tense silence,
A third voice cuts through. The person they're fighting over decides she's not going to be a prize. Lyra steps up, ready to take control of the situation herself.
And what she says just changes everything. Stop. I am not a trophy. Wow. With just one line, she completely shuts down their whole rivalry. She reminds these two incredibly powerful dudes that she's a person, not some prize to be won.
And then she makes her choice. It's not about who's stronger or who's better for Gotham. It's about something way more simple, way more human. She says, Saya Eramzik, when you are with me, I am not afraid. This brave, fearless woman feels safe with him.
So, the choice is made, the fight's over, and now we move into the end of the story. What happens next? When the dust settles, one hero is left standing, not as a winner, but as the one who was chosen.
There's no big argument, no anger. Batman, he just gets it. He accepts her decision, gives a little piece of advice, and just disappears back into the night. It's a huge moment of respect, really.
And that brings us to the real takeaway of the whole story. Yeah, the Black Spider found love, but it's more than that. The real change is that he found a connection. This guy whose entire life was about being alone is, for the very first time, not alone anymore.
So the story leaves us with this big question, doesn't it? When you think about heroes, what's their greatest win? Is it locking up all the bad guys and saving the city? Or is it maybe winning the fight against their own loneliness? For these characters who live in the shadows, maybe finding that one connection. Maybe that's the real victory.